In the world of cricket, Shane Warne was not just a bowler, he was an artist. At a time when fast bowlers ruled the game, when batsmen trembled before raw pace, one man stepped forward with a spinning ball in hand and changed the course of history. Warne didn't just revive the dying art of leg spin. He set it ablaze, dazzling the cricketing world with magic that no one thought possible. But while he was worshipped on the field, outside the boundary lines, his life was engulfed in controversy. Gambling connections, doping bans, extramarital affairs, shocking scandals. For every cheer he earned in stadiums, there was a headline waiting to drag him back down. This is the story of Shane Warne, a genius who reached immortal glory in cricket, yet lived a personal life that was anything but ordinary. Shane Warne's journey was never straightforward. As a teenager, he was more interested in football and tennis than cricket. But fate had other plans. After being dropped from both sports during high school, Warne reluctantly turned to cricket. It was here that he discovered a natural gift. His hands could spin the ball in ways that baffled even seasoned players. In 1990, after dominating grassroots cricket with his emerging leg spin, he was selected for the Australian Cricket Academy. Yet, his beginning was far from glorious. His grip was awkward, his control unstable, and his bowling ordinary. Many doubted if he could ever make it. And then, Terry Jenner appeared. Jenner, himself a former Australian spinner who had faced his own fall from grace, became Warne's mentor. Under Jenner's guidance, Shane honed his raw gift into a deadly weapon. Soon, the cricketing world was about to witness something extraordinary. 1992. Australia's Test series against India. This was the moment young Shane Warne finally stepped onto the international stage. Expectations were high. He was the new spin hope for a country dominated by fast bowlers like Glenn McGrath and Brett Lee. But reality struck hard. In his debut, Warne managed to dismiss Ravi Shastri, but beyond that, his bowling looked unimpressive. After 2 matches, his figures read 228 runs conceded for just 1 wicket. Critics began whispering, was he just another experiment destined to fail? Dropped from the team, Warne's dream seemed to be slipping away before it had even begun. And his struggles didn't stop there. On the tour of Sri Lanka, his first innings figures were nothing short of disastrous. 0 wickets for 107 runs. For a moment, Shane Warne stared at the possibility of his cricketing journey ending almost before it had started. But legends are not born in comfort. They are forged in adversity. In the second innings of that same match, something remarkable happened. Warne suddenly found his rhythm. With devastating accuracy, he tore through Sri Lanka's batting order, dismissing 3 players in quick succession without conceding a single run. Australia snatched an unlikely victory, and for the first time, the world glimpsed the spark of a future wizard. Yet it was still not enough. Warne struggled to cement his place in the team throughout 1992. He remained inconsistent, fighting self-doubt, media criticism, and the pressure of representing a cricketing powerhouse. And then came December 1992 against the mighty West Indies. Australia needed something extraordinary. In the second innings, Warne delivered, claiming 7 wickets for just 52 runs. The young spinner, who was once written off as ordinary, had just destroyed one of the most feared batting lineups in the world. From that day, Shane Warne wasn't just another player. He was Australia's rising star, and his magic was only just beginning. After that, there was no looking back. Warne began dismantling batting lineups across the world. Series after series, his name topped the wicket-taking charts. In 1994 alone, he claimed 34 wickets in the Ashes, earning the title of Wisden Cricketer of the Year. By the mid-1990s, Australia's dominance in world cricket had a new face, and that face was Shane Warne. Every time he spun the ball, batsmen were left second-guessing, the crowd electrified, and the game changed forever. But as Warne's cricketing brilliance reached new heights, the shadows of controversy began to creep closer. And soon, the genius would be tested by scandals that threatened to destroy everything he had built. By late 1994, Shane Warne was already a superstar. His bowling had mesmerized fans. His name echoed across stadiums, and his confidence was unmatched. But fame has a price. During Australia's tour of Pakistan in 1994, a shocking incident unfolded. Pakistan captain Salim Malik allegedly approached Warne and two other Australian players, offering them money to deliberately play poorly. It was a direct attempt at match fixing. To his credit, Warne refused. He even reported the incident to the Australian Cricket Board, but because of insufficient evidence, the matter was quietly dismissed. For the moment, Warne walked away clean. Yet, the shadow of corruption had brushed against him, and soon, whispers would turn into thunder. As the years rolled on, Warne's fame only grew, but behind the glittering performances, an ugly truth was waiting to emerge. In 1998, a journalist exposed a shocking story. Back in 1994, during a World Series in Sri Lanka, Warne and teammate Mark Waugh had accepted money from an Indian bookmaker. In exchange, they provided information, not on fixing matches, but about pitch conditions and weather reports. It wasn't outright corruption, but it was a dangerous dance with the wrong crowd. The Australian Cricket Board had secretly fined them years earlier, but kept it hidden from the public. When the scandal finally broke, it shook Australian cricket to its core. Warne, the man who once stood against corruption, was now entangled in it. The press exploded. Critics called him a hypocrite. Fans felt betrayed. For the first time, Warne's reputation truly trembled. But just like on the field, where he fought back after every setback, Warne was... Despite the scandals and heavy criticism, Shane Warne did what he always did best. He let the ball speak. In the 1999 Cricket World Cup, Warne delivered one of the most dominant campaigns of his career. He ripped through batsmen in the group stages, crushed opponents in the Super Six, and in the semi-final and final, he took 4 wickets each. Australia, after a long wait, lifted the World Cup. And at the heart of that victory stood Shane Warne. He had redeemed himself on the biggest stage, silencing doubters and reminding the world that when it came to cricket, he was untouchable. But off the field, the storm clouds were only getting darker. By the early 2000s, Warne's private life began making more headlines than his cricket. Married at the time, his image as a family man shattered when explicit text messages he had sent to a British nurse were leaked to the media. The scandal was explosive. Suddenly, the hero was painted as a reckless man trapped in his own indulgences. The fallout was immediate. He was stripped of Australia's vice-captaincy. But the texts were only the beginning. Soon after, multiple affairs came to light, each splashed across front pages. Warne's personal life became tabloid fuel, and every revelation seemed to confirm the rumors of his wild lifestyle. Then came 2003, the year of another World Cup. But instead of another chance at glory, Warne was hit with one of the biggest blows of his career. He tested positive for a banned substance, diuretics, a weight loss pill that also acted as a masking agent in drug tests. The punishment was severe, banned from international cricket for 1 year. For a player of Warne's stature, it was a devastating humiliation. Critics declared his career over, calling him a fallen star who had finally burned out. But Shane Warne was never one to stay down for long. When his 1-year ban ended in 2004, many wondered, could Shane Warne ever come back the same? He didn't just come back, he came back stronger. In 2005, Warne had one of the greatest years of his career, taking 96 wickets, a record at the time for the most wickets in a single year. He reminded the cricketing world that even scandal and exile couldn't dull his brilliance. Every time he walked onto the pitch, the ball seemed... It was historic. The first bowler ever to achieve such a feat. The crowd at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, almost 90,000 fans, rose to their feet, giving Warne a thunderous standing ovation. In that instant, the scandals faded, and only the genius remained. And as if fate had scripted it, in the same Ashes series, he reached yet another milestone, his 1,000th international wicket. The boy once doubted, once written off, had now become a giant of the game. In 2007, after the Ashes, Shane Warne announced his retirement from international cricket. It was the end of an era. Fans mourned, opponents sighed in relief, and the world of cricket knew it had lost one of its greatest entertainers. Yet even in retirement, Warne's life never drifted far from controversy. His relationships made headlines. His endorsements backfired, like his smoking scandal with a nicotine company. And tabloids never left him alone. No matter how wild his personal life became, the cricketing world remembered him for what he did best, spinning magic with a ball. Even after retirement, Shane Warne could never escape the spotlight. His dating life, filled with glamorous models and broken engagements, constantly grabbed headlines. In 2008, Warne signed a lucrative deal with Nicorette, promoting smoking cessation. But soon after, photographs surfaced of him smoking, a direct violation of the contract. The backlash was swift and brutal. In 2017, another storm hit when adult film actress Valerie Fox accused Warne of assault in a nightclub. Though the allegations never advanced beyond claims, the damage to his public image was undeniable. It seemed that wherever Warne went, scandal followed. Yet, through it all, the cricketing community held on to one truth: his genius on the field was untouchable. Fans had learned to separate Shane Warne the cricketer from Shane Warne the man. On March 4, 2022, tragedy struck. While on vacation in Thailand, Shane Warne suffered a sudden heart attack. He was just 52 years old. The news sent shockwaves across the cricketing world. Stadiums fell silent. Tributes poured in from teammates, rivals, and fans who had once adored and despised him in equal measure. Candlelight vigils were held, memorial services filled with legends, and social media overflowed with clips of his ball of the century, his record-breaking wickets, and his cheeky, unforgettable smile. Shane Warne was never a saint. His personal life was messy, scandal-ridden, and often self-destructive. But as a cricketer, he was unparalleled. He resurrected leg spin from the ashes, terrified generations of batsmen, and gave the game some of its most magical moments. A flawed man, yes, but a genius, absolutely. And in the annals of cricket history, the name Shane Warne will forever shine, not just as a player, but as the spin wizard who changed the game forever.